That's all I'm going to say about that. Go see it if you can at the theater. And always support your local theater. I could probably make some people mad by saying this. I don't feel like it's that controversial of a statement, but I feel like there's a lot of people out there that claim to love movies, but they don't go to the movie theater, or they don't love going to the movie theater, and they just sit at home and watch movies, which is fine, but I don't know. It's just weird to find that out because before I started a YouTube channel and met other movie collectors, movie lovers, I just assumed everyone supported the movie theater experience and loved going to the movie theaters like I did. Because to me, that is such an integral part of loving movies and enjoying movies. You know, I get it if you've got like a really nice sound system at your house or whatever, and a subwoofer and all that shit, a nice projector, and even I've got a nice 4K TV, but nothing, in my opinion, replaces the communal experience and just the quality and everything that goes along with that of seeing movies on the big screen. I think a lot of it is the communal aspect, and a lot of it is the ritual of having to actually leave your house, go to a location to watch the movie. I think that is special. It's special to me. And yeah, again, I'm not trying to shame anybody who, can't afford it because I'll admit there's really not, besides AMC A-List and I guess Regal, I heard they have a good program. We don't have Regals here really, but there's really not like that amazing amount of programs through the chain movie theaters to save you money. So if you have like, a wife and kids and, a family and that stuff, I get it. I have to also, saying all this, keep in mind that I'm a single adult male. So my financial situation and my situation just in general with how much free time I have and all of that shit is different than a lot of other people who might also equally love movies like I do. But still, go support your local movie theater when you can. On my Battlefield live stream earlier, I went on a whole rant about how it pisses me off. What's up, Mikey? How you doing? Good to see you. How it pisses me off that some of these like movies that are being nominated and talked about for Oscars, for the Oscars coming up, never had a wide release. Never had a theatrical release as far as I'm concerned at all. At least around me, you know? For example, Sentimental Value. And I'm a guy who checks Fandango and Movie Times at all my theaters that are around me, all different chains, through Fandango and other websites to see what's coming up, what's coming out, what's playing near me. And I never once saw anything for Train Dreams. I never once saw anything, any showtimes for The Testament of Anne Lee. I never saw any showtimes for Sentimental Value. No Other Choice literally just finally arrived at movie theaters last week. So I don't know how it's contending in the Oscars for 2025 when it had a wide release in 2026. I don't know. And it just annoys me when, Ben Grimm brought up a good point in the chat when I was talking about that, about how Train Dreams, for example, is a Netflix movie. And so what they'll do is they'll have a Netflix owned single location movie theater in California or wherever the fuck, show it to meet the minimum requirements to get nominated for an award at the Oscars. And I think that's such bullshit. If you're really proud of your movie, even if you are a streaming service, why would you not want it to have a theatrical release? The main way that I personally keep up with what's new movie wise and what's, coming up and coming out and what I should pay attention to is based on what appears at the movie theater. And I guess we're just living in an age where that is changing, where the world is changing and streaming is kind of the dominant force or becoming more so of a dominant force within the film industry and movie industry. Yeah, maybe I'm just the old man complaining about stupid shit now. I don't know, it almost feels kind of sad. I don't know, we're almost forced to watch certain movies at home, and people like me don't even get the chance to go see it at the theater. When it comes to big movies especially, that are going to be nominated for the Oscars. I don't know. That's been on my mind lately, because I'm trying to watch all of the Oscar Best Picture nominated movies before March when the Oscars happen. And some of them aren't even streaming. Like Sentimental Value is it's on VOD, so technically I guess it's streaming, but the price tag on it to rent for 24 hours or whatever, 48 hours, I don't know how it works exactly, but it was $16 or $17. I don't want to pay that price just to see the movie because it's nominated for an Oscar. You know, at least put it on a streaming service or something, but I don't know. I don't know much about how all those negotiations work. You know, I mentioned Testament of Anne Lee, but I think that actually just made it to my local theaters. But that's one I've been hearing good things about as well. But it's so weird how that works, you know? And yeah, so it is playing. This is the first time I've seen showtimes for it. It just confuses me, like, how all this shit works. And, like, the release date on movies sometimes will be, like, when it released to festivals rather than the year that it actually comes out with a wide release. Like, how does that work? This is all beyond me when it comes to that stuff. But anyway, it is a good time for movies. This January has been, I've said this before, probably the best January for movies that I can remember. You know, usually Januaries are the months where you'll get a few, like, kind of trashy horror movies, and then some movies that are just kind of, like, thrown in there to get discarded. But not this year, you know. We've gotten some good stuff, and we have good things coming next month as well. And I'm very excited. Yeah.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.